Hiya, it's Linda Lee and welcome back to my channel. I am here with a whole bunch of little things. We're going to do some crocheting again of a necklace this time, or a wrap bracelet. Now, being that we know pretty certain that she's going to be wearing it as a bracelet, we figured going around 5 times at about 7.5 inches is her wrist. I'm going to make it about 38 inches. So with that in mind, I want to thread beads on my cord to be probably about half of that, maybe a little less. So I've got my cord, and this is Eslon, and it's about 1.5 millimeters, and that's the size of the cord. Now what I've already done is, in fact I can show you. I have my beeswax so that I can potentially, just kind of keep this cord together because it's several strands that are wound together. But what you can also do that I didn't show you on the previous one is you can actually heat this. You don't put it right in the flame, but above the flame while you pull it taut. And what it'll do is it will straighten it. So you can see it's a very soft cord, but I did heat the end of it. So now I have a little bit more firmness to feed through my beads. So I have my hair down today, so I'm not going to let that candle burn just in case. And what we're going to do now is just simply feed the beads. I load all my beads onto the cord before I actually start crocheting. One of the things that I keep in mind when I'm pulling my beads is color, size, shape, texture, kind of all of those things, because you want to keep it interesting. So by varying those multiple things and the number of beads that I use, so I'm going to keep it kind of alternating between colors and the amount of the different beads on here. So I've got 5, then 3. Now I'm going to go with something a little larger. Let's go with this little button. And now we're going to switch it up and go to a different color. So let's say the clear. So we just did 3 before the button, so I think I'm going to do 5 of this Swarovski Crystal. And I'll more than likely kind of forward through some of this so you don't have to sit through it all. I'm going to try and keep this video a little shorter for you. So there's 5. And let's put something a little darker in now. We'll go with the flower. Let's get a little bit of the pink. I think I want the natural rose quartz. And now I need something darker. Let's go ahead and put on one of these buttons. These pearls, I want to try and use these. They're little potato pearls, if you can see them. but I believe my end is fraying a little bit. Nope, that's not gonna go. Alright, looks like I'm only gonna be able to use the one potato, but it's on there, so I'm gonna leave it. Okay, so now I'm at 10 inches. Well, I think this is where I'm gonna stop. And I'll put this on the clasp. I'm just gonna slide everything down a little bit so I have extra string. So I didn't use all of these. And this I'll tie on when it feels like it's at the right spot. Okay. So now, let me get myself a little more centered here, because I think I was pretty much off to the side. I didn't watch myself that entire time, so I apologize if you didn't see a lot of that. But so now I'm just going to make a little slip knot to start. Remember, you want to give yourself a lot of wiggle room on the thread. Last time I had things up a little too tight, and that was part of my problem. So, not that I had a problem, but at the same time, it's a lot easier if it's not too tight. Okay, so now we're just going to crochet everything on. So with each crochet stitch, I just bring on an additional bead. And then as we go, separating certain beads, we just do one extra in between. So here I crochet around and one extra, and around and one extra. Now if you watched me last time, you're already probably noticing that that looked a little easier than it did before. That's because I'm not holding everything as crazy tight. Now that's a little larger, so I'm going to actually give one more stitch. That way it has a little bit of breathing room. And one, and the extra stitch to lead to the other little beads. Okay, so you can kind of see where I'm going. Now this one's a lot bigger, so again I'm going to give it the one additional stitch, and then we're going to stitch all the way around it. And this is going to be one of the ones that I kind of crochet all the way through. So I'm going under and back up. Give myself some more thread here. Okay, so I have the 2 stitches. Can you see? Now I'm going to go through both and slide this up. Then I'm going to go inside and do it again. So under and up, then go through both of them. Under and up, slide through both of them. And see what it's doing? It's just filling that empty cord with some crochet stitches. So I still got some room in here, so I'm going to do it again. And one, let's do one more. And now we're just single crocheting and then one more stitch after each one again. Now here is a charm, so I want to give that charm space to breathe. So I go one more chain before I stitch that one on and do the extra, and give it one more. Now I have 3 little discs. And one extra. Okay, so this is what I have so far. Now these pearls here that are kind of mounted, these were an old pair of earrings that I actually took apart. So now they act like little charms on this. So I usually don't really throw away any of my jewelry because I reuse the components whenever I make something. So this is a smaller one. See how that stitch is elongated? This is not as long as that other bead though, so I'm just going to kind of let it be. I'm not going to crochet the whole thing on. We are going to give these pink quartz, rose quartz I should say, a little bit more breathing room, so I just added an additional stitch. If you can hear my neighbors outside. Good old apartment living. It's a gorgeous day out here right now, though. We're expecting some crazy, crazy thunderstorms, but right now it's beautiful. And these little beads. Let's give this one more stitch. Okay, this one's a little longer, so I think I will go underneath. Okay, so what I want to show you now is, see how I stitched behind these two beads, right? So it attaches them to the necklace like they are a bead. Now this wider bead right here, I didn't do that too. I just stitched it and didn't go along here with the additional stitches. And what it does now, instead of kind of attaching it to the cord, it allows it to hang like a charm. So that's one of the little differences between doing the stitches behind, you know, kind of filling in that piece, or just stitching it and kind of letting it, you know, kind of be just that one single stitch. Okay, so here again, here I went through the back and it attached it pretty much like at both ends. Here I just stitched it the once through and it kind of hangs more like a charm. This one here, I went through the back of it and it attaches it at both ends. So you can kind of see a little bit of a difference. So you can kind of play with things a little bit. You know, even the bigger ones and how they hang. So let's do one more stitch here, and then we'll attach our little crystals. And these are Swarovski crystals. Okay, so I think we're at the end. Let me just get this last piece of the clasp crocheted in. Oh, my cord is a little twisted. Tie a little knot here and clip it. So let's attach our ends and see how I did. Okay, so let's do it on the wrist. I don't have another bracelet on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and take up the play. Alright, so there is, now my wrist is a little smaller than the person I'm making it for, I think. So we should be good. Yay! See, and you can kind of turn it and have whatever part you want on top. And let me show you this real quick. So it can be worn as one long necklace, or it can be doubled up. Sorry about that. For some reason, my phone overheated and we stopped recording. So anyway, here is our finished product. I'm going to insert a couple of pictures with the necklace on a neck, one that I use in my shows. So that you can see what it looks like doubled up. Yay, we're all done. And I want to thank you again for hanging out with me. I truly appreciate your time and your support. Have a great afternoon, and until the next video, take care, my friends. Stay safe.